Welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Joan Brown. I'm a Shaolin Chi Kung instructor, a Tai Chi Chuan instructor, a Louise Hay teacher and a former psychiatric nurse. So today I'd like to talk to you just a little about the benefits of Chi Kung. And when I started doing Chi Kung first, I actually wasn't really sure. I knew that it would help my back, because I had written to the Grandmaster and he wrote back and he said, yes, Chi Kung is really good for back problems. And he gave me some examples of students that had overcome back issues that had trained with him. So that's really, what I knew about the success of Chi Kung. But really the benefits are four main benefits. So you have good health, vitality, mental clarity, and spiritual joy. They're the four main ones. You also have internal force training and longevity. Plus, of course, personal development. I think anytime you start working on yourself is always really good for you. It pushes you forward that little bit more. Now, for good health, that would cover anything really that's chronic, any chronic issues. And for me, I had a chronic back issue. But of course, over the years, I've taught people with many, many different conditions. And they've overcome them. But they've been very good students and they did practice. That's the important part. So usually when we start doing Chi Kung, we're a bit like a ball of wool that's all knotted up. And if you've ever tried to unknot that ball, it takes a long time. And it takes a lot of patience as well. It's a bit like the Christmas lights as well. You know, when you're putting them away, they're all tangled and you have great intentions maybe to untangle them during the year. But we go back to that box again at Christmas and there it is, still tangled. And it takes time. So that's what you're a bit like when you come to me to learn Chi Kung. Especially if you have an illness or something like that. So your whole body, the whole energy network is all messed up. And when you start doing Chi Kung, bit by bit, the untangling happens. Just bit by bit. It's interesting that the energy knows where to go for you. A lot of the time I don't have to know once I can get you into Chi Flow. And when you're in Chi Flow, which is the healing part of our Chi Kung, that's where the unraveling happens and the healing happens. We can call it an unraveling or a healing. Whichever it is, it works. So for good health, for any issues that are especially chronic, the chronic conditions, and I'll talk more on another video about the top 10 chronic issues in the world. It's amazing what they are. The next one would be vitality. So you have more energy to do whatever you want to do in life. The third one is mental clarity, so that your mind is clear. Most times we're thinking. And if you're a person that keeps thinking or thoughts from the day coming in all the time, then your mind is not clear. And it's our breathing, going to our dantian. The chi should be at the dantian, just below your belly button, not up here in your head. So Sifu used to say that just because my mind is clear doesn't mean I'm a moron, okay? So actually when your mind is clear, that's when you can do your best, find your best solutions and those kind of things. You can also see clearly what's ahead. You make a decision, but you can actually see what the outcome would possibly be from that decision. After that, you have spiritual joy. And I don't mean after that, because all of these are working at the same time. It's not that for a year you'll just have health, for the next year it'll work on your mind, And for another year, it'll work on your energy, and another year on your spiritual joy. They're all working, every practice you do, you're working on all of the four. So spiritual joy, at the baseline, being peaceful and happy. Isn't that what you want? To be peaceful and to be happy. That's so important for us. And it's only when we're peaceful and happy that our frequency can go up, that our vibration can go up. When we're all scattered and our chi is all over the place, that's not a good place to be. So they're the four main benefits of our Chi Kung practice. We also have what we call internal force. An internal force is when there is a lot of chi going through the meridians. And that chi will enhance everything of the other four benefits that I've mentioned. It enhances every whole thing in your life. It comes about as part of your practice. You build up force as part of your practice, but also we have special exercises to build up internal force. And the other one is longevity. So if you want to be healthy and to live to be a ripe old age, God willing, of course, we're not God, then it's one good way of attaining that as well. Now, internal force it's the most important part of your training in internal force is being relaxed. Relax, relax, relax. Sometimes people think it should be more intense, but actually the more relaxed you are, the better the chi can flow through the meridians. That's an important part. Now, one time when I felt that my chi was just a bit locked up, and Sifu was here in Ireland, and I thought, okay, I'll ask Sifu to open some energy points for me. And I remember Sifu saying to me, he said, not a speck of dust. So in other words, keep practicing. You're going to have these conditions, and just keep practicing until there's not a speck of dust in your body. So it's a lifelong practice. Of course, you'll overcome different things along the way, and life is always throwing different things to us. You know that. You know, a whole year, we're all making resolutions now for a new year, for 2025. The year will have ups and downs. Every year has, and it's part of being a human. If you're making resolutions, my advice to you would be, don't be too hard on yourself, okay? Make your resolutions if you want, but don't be too hard on yourself. Be kind, be gentle with yourself. And if you can do what you're planning to do, great, but don't beat yourself up. Especially around the end of January, when maybe some of those resolutions didn't take place. Or here in Ireland, we often, I think a lot of us decide, okay, we're going to go walking every whole day from the 1st of January. And the 1st of January will rain, the 2nd will rain, and probably the 3rd and the 4th. And you may not get your chance to go out and do your walk unless you buy some wet gear. But don't beat yourself up about that, because there's no point. Feeling guilty about stuff, guilt is a robber of your happiness. Don't be wasting your energy on it. It eats up your energy. All those negative emotions, they all eat up your energy. So you don't want that to happen. You want your energy to be flowing. If you want to do something that you can practice, as well as your Qigong, of course, for me, it's going with the flow, just flowing as best I can. Sometimes I can do it really, really well for weeks. More times, I can only do it for a few days. So, but if you can flow, we're always flowing, whether it is good or bad, but just accepting all of those things in our lives, that's important as well. So my advice to you is don't be too hard on yourself. Make 1 or 2 nice resolutions. When my back was really bad and I was only on disability, and the thing that I used to do was I would once a week go to town for a cup of coffee. That was my treat back then. And this was 95, 96-ish. And that was my treat. And if I didn't do it, I'd always find something at home that I could do to treat myself, but not expensive. Treats don't have to be expensive. Even going for that walk, if you can, get out in nature, because it's a really good healing in nature as well. So that's my advice to you. Don't be too hard on yourself. Enjoy life as much as you can. We were driving one time with Sifu, with Grandmaster Wang Kukit, and there were four of us in the car, I think. So usually on a long trip, we were going from Kerry up to Galway and back down again in a day. So on a trip like that, we would all have questions prepared to ask Sifu. We probably drove the poor man mad instead of enjoying the trip. But we all had questions for him. And my question was, what advice would he give to each of us? And Sifu turned around to all of us and he said, enjoy life wholesomely. That was the end of it. We all thought we were going to get a different piece of advice, but that's what he said to us. Enjoy life wholesomely. And that's my wish for you for 2025. So take care of yourselves. Next week I will come back and I will do another training session. Last week's was a special one because it was Christmas Day. Next week's one will be New Year's Day, so I'll do another training session for you. And go back on the other videos. If you feel very sadness or overwhelmed, anything like that during January, go back and do the one, the butterfly one, the one for sadness or grief or depression. A lot of people has suffered a lot of grief in 2024, and even the last 4 years were very, very hard on people. So go back and do that video. And the butterfly might seem a bit frivolous, but it is an excellent exercise for opening you up here, which is where grief is lodging for you. If you just want to do something more general, do the lifting the sky one, which also helps to sleep better at night, but you need to do it every night for a while before that kicks in. And the other one that I have up is, I can't remember, but anyway, I think there's 3 up right now, and I'll put up another one next week. So thank you for subscribing, all the new subscribers. I really, really appreciate that. Thanks for the comments, and thanks for the likes, and thanks for the questions as well. Some people have sent in questions privately to me, so I'll get back to those in the next few weeks as well. So take care, and thanks for watching.